really thinking. Well, good evening, everybody, or should I say good afternoon, and welcome to the Jimmy Palumbo Show. That's right. Show number 228. I can't believe we've done 228 of these things here at Shea. And, of course, show number 228. We take the number 28, those of you scoring at home on your spreadsheets. And that means, listen, the name that rolls off your tongue right away is Melky Cabrera and Chad Curtis. Also, Art Ditmar. If anybody listening to the show know who Art Ditmar is, of course, Venditti's definitely driving off the road right now. And, of course, one of my favorite, trading deadline, last-minute pickup, David Justice. People forgot how good he was for the Yankees.
One of my favorite Yankees of all time.
Too. And also, Al Sparky Lyle. And now, Sparky Lyle was this is something that people fans, I'm trying to think, I can't even think of a player now if this happened. So Sparky Lyle, as a reliever, won the Cy Young. And
really?
Steinbrenner signed Goose Gossage the next year and said, yeah, thanks, man. We're going to go with him with the ninth inning. Like, what does the guy have to do? He was a Cy Young. But, Gossage, he got lucky. Gossage ended up being pretty good for them as well. But just crazy. Also, one of my favorite wiffle ball players, John Mayberry, who played 1 year at the Yankees. And I must say, he was number 28 on the Yankees. But John Mayberry, I was in 1977. Maybe 77. I don't even know. Maybe 76. I'm not sure what year it was. Yankees played the Kansas City Royals. My dad took me to game 1 at Yankee Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And I got taken out of school, St. John Vianney. Yankees lost 8-2. John Mayberry hit 2 rockets off the mezzanine facade in right field. I'll never forget as a kid. My father was sitting there with me. He goes, hey, this guy. He was like old school. This guy can hit. And it literally dented the facade wall, which stayed dented. I remember going to the game and going, I know where that dent came from, John Mayberry. Then he ended up on the Yankees. He was so fat and slow by then. It was awesome. So, but listen, if you're like a healthy, good player like Lindor or Soto, I'm never buying your jersey. It's just not happening. But if you're flawed and you suck, that's what I love. Beasley Reese on the Giants. Everson Walls, Super Bowl champion, forever ensconced in him jumping up and down on Scott Norwood, wide right. Also, another shitty player, Tyrone Wheatley, who I couldn't stand, on the Michigan wuss. Then you got, of course, Woodson over there.
Darren Woodson, put some respect on his name.
Darren Woodson.
Should be a Hall of Fame, whatever.
Then you got Marshall Faulk. And Marshall Faulk's one of those guys. Listen, his stats are through the roof. But I guess we played for San Diego or
San Diego State,
which means we didn't
talk about college.
No, he's one of those guys.
No, Marshall Faulk played for the Colts and then the Rams.
Yeah, but when you play, he's one of those guys where I didn't see him enough. I know. Listen, statistically, he was awesome, but just one of those
as soon
guys
as he got to the NFL Network, I started to hate him.
Yeah,
him. A lot of these former running backs that go to the NFL Network, I'm just like, you guys are boobs. I hate all of you. Marshall Faulk,
you do get that way.
Maurice Jones, I get that. Drew, all these guys.
And how about then the young kids only know them from doing the games, right. And you forget. Right. My dad used to say it for years. I know we've talked about this on the air with Yogi Berra and the last documentary, which was an awesome documentary. My dad would say, you guys think Yogi Berra, the funny little guy with the crazy phrases, but you don't realize how good Yogi Berra was. My dad said it for years. He goes, he was one of the best players in the league. He was up there and all of a sudden the granddaughter said, you know what? Everybody's talking about my dad and Yoo-hoo and grandfather and Yoo-hoo and stuff. I'm going to make a documentary and say, no, he was MVP. He was the leader. He switched to left field. He was a good left fielder. It was just crazy. A lot of those guys that become announcers, you don't realize. I even think Dick Lynch, Jim Gordon alongside Dick Lynch, football guys. I think Dick Lynch was a good player. Anyway, I digress. So that's it. That's for show number 228 here. Of course, the baseball card segment. Now, we had a couple of great weeks in a row, in my opinion. By the way, this segment is only for me, okay? Because we had a great 2 weeks for me, shitty guys I thought had some funny stuff. This guy is actually way too popular. Not a Hall of Famer, but way too popular. But you know what? Card was there. I had to talk about it. And of course,
Milk
that is
cod.
your friend and mine, Jose Canseco.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nothing you could do. Now, I didn't realize he played 17 years. I didn't realize he was a Rookie of the Year and MVP. His lifetime. What do you think his lifetime batting average was?
260.
Good guess. 266, 462 ding-dongs, 1,407 RBIs, and 200 stolen bases, which he was known for early on.
And the man who single-handedly ruined baseball.
Ruined baseball, yeah. or maybe not. Oakland, Texas, Boston, Oakland again, Toronto, Tampa Bay, the Yankees, White Sox. So 7 teams in 17 years. In 1988, he was batted .307, 42 home runs, 124 RBIs. In the postseason, he was only batted .184 in 8 playoff series, but in '89 he had a pretty good series there. He came up big. In 1992, and this is going to be a new segment of the show. It's going to be this: how is Ruben Sierra involved in any card I choose?
He had to be involved in a trade or some shit.
Ruben Sierra Canseco was traded for Ruben Sierra and Bobby Witt, and what? What else?
Player to be named later. Cash consideration.
There you go. So the segment of the show is how is Ruben Sierra and cash involved in a trade? He was the first guy.
We did get an Instagram response to it as far as like how long do teams have before they player to be named later. Typically, it's like 3 or 4 months.
Right.
Like
okay.
It has something to do with like trade value,
trade value,
injuries,
clearing
and
waivers.
Yeah, all that crap. But yeah, we got an answer, which is funny.
I
expected nothing. Like no response from that. But then some random guy was just like, "Hey, by the way, like, the more you know."
I still think that's the funniest thing. We're like, "Hey, don't we wait? We're owed a guy."
Right. When you guys in on that guy, by the way,
he first guy to hit 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases. He didn't play hard high school. Oh, God, snap.
Made from the best
stuff. He didn't play high school varsity baseball till his senior year. I thought that was interesting. Also, his brother Ozzie played, and they had a game where this is, again, that's why I love baseball. Both guys were thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double, Ozzie and Jose, by the same guy in the same game. I love that shit. And he also played in independent baseball. Did you know this?
Yeah, he was a North Bear, wasn't he, or something?
But he was 53.
Yeah, no. Listen, I don't consider. I know this is going to sound like the worst take of all time, but like I don't even consider Jose Canseco like a good baseball player. Like he's just a power hitter. That's it. Like for me, that's it.
I don't know.
It's like talking about guys like Giambi. Like
first of all,
like all right,
I got to disagree a little bit. I think. What I love about Jose Canseco was, first of all, I'm not talking about him as a person. I think he's definitely one of those. I think steroid makes you feel. But you know what, though? He sat around doing steroids and was really the king of it, right? And he sat around doing steroids, and then all the leaks started to come out, and he took a beating for it, right? And I know he was sitting home going, like 90% of the players were doing steroids, and I'm taking a beat. So I read one thing.
He's a rat.
He kind of reached out to people saying, hey, what do we? And finally they were like, no, I didn't do it. And then he was like, okay, you want to play this game? I'm going to write a book. And then he had to write another book called Told You. Because when he wrote the book, everybody was like, anyway.
Horrible.
But, listen, I thought he did have a comment. He was funny. He goes, if people think it's steroid only, they're out of their minds. Because he said, my brother did the exact same stuff I did. And he, so hitting a baseball is still hitting a baseball.
Wait, Jose Canseco had a brother?
Ozzie Canseco.
Why do I not know that? Why do I not remember that?
He did as much steroids, and he got thrown out in the same game with his brother.
He really had no talent.
Some people, a couple comments here. Tyson said he was brutal. Anyway.
Total meathead.
So that's it. Now, there's more on Canseco, but it's all that stuff you've read about. And he, blah, blah, blah.
Juiced
up. He lost like $20 million in divorces. He's a mess. But
he's still clapping online. He's got a Twitter account. He
think he's
he don't shut the hell up.
I know. Well, you know what? Why not? Listen, we don't shut. You don't shut. We both don't shut up. So it's
but that's what I'm known for.
You're clearly not known for hitting home runs.
That's what I'm saying. I have a career in media,
except in the beer league series, which of course we'll get to that later.
You're gonna make me play Canseco, is what you're gonna do.
It's like if we can cash Canseco, you'd be gone.
Listen, you want Canseco, you can have. I guarantee you, he's hurting for the money more than I am. To be honest with you,
I don't. Yeah, maybe. So you know what? I don't even know about that. As low as Beer League the series is paying, we're both like, hey, when's the check coming out?
Yeah, right. I'm still owed residuals from the first one. I don't know about you.
Residuals, from YouTube. 7-cent checks going out. Anyway, of course.
Lucrative day here at Jay.
Patreon, we're just hanging out at 52, which I have no problem with. We're not mired.
I just got an email today. It says Chop Sports Media email saying like $20 has been sent to you from Patreon. And I was like, oh my God, we still have a Patreon. And all I know is it's probably my dad and maybe one other person at like a $10 level. And that's all I got. So I'm mired at 2. So Tyson, if you want to recruit your family, Chop Sports Media is also on Patreon.
Patreon.
So if you want to recruit all the relatives and shit, I can sure use the money.
Yeah, we get it. It's all about Patreon. Support this wonderful cause of doing this fine podcast. And of course, I want to just give a big thanks to all my Patrons. I do use it to, something's wrong with my ear here going in. I do use it to mostly pay Dave Sturchio for his services at large. We're not quite there yet.
I'm on it. It's the next one. You've been sent $23 from Patreon. Thank you, Tyson.
If you can get Hogan and Clark, you might.
Hogan and Clark.
That could be 12 people. That could be 12.
I'm going to Sizzler.
Patreon day here at the stadium. Of course, a big shout out to Darius Lexington, Greg Alperin, who I haven't talked to in a long day.
Does that name sound familiar?
He was involved with Beer League a little bit. And of course, Dave Ben, the only guy I went to 16 years of schooling together from St. John Vianney, Colonia High School, and the McScarlet Knights, Rutgers University. So that is it. Now, if you're feeling like shit, especially when you're listening to this podcast, some people feel good before they listen, and you start feeling like shit. Of course, you got to go to chasingmiracles.com. Talk to Tommy and Donna. This stuff is stem cell patches. Shit your body needs. Now, we're doing a test of the emergency broadcast system. No, my beloved next door neighbors, this couple, Barry and Kay. Barry is like 81. His leg was bothering him. I said, hey, I got patches. I got extra ones for my mom. I said, try it. He is currently trying them, like literally starting today at like noon. We're going to find out. I was like,
hey, what is this stuff? Oh, well, it's shit your body needs.
I said, it's shit your body. So he's currently doing it, and he's using there's 2 kinds, there's like 3-4 different kind of patches. So one's for pain and one's for other stuff. So we'll see how he will do here at Shea.
And you know what? If you use Chasing Miracles, you can piss in a cup, unlike Jose Canseco.
That's exactly right. Canseco was not using the stem cell patches.
No, he was chasing steroids.
Yeah, he peed in a cup, and it was like Jurassic Park coming out of the cup. So that being said, so yes, go to chasingmiracles.com, talk to Tommy and Donna. They also have this new not energy drink. It has caffeine in it, though. Called Trim, which is pretty cool. I just started it. See how well that does. So you look into that. It's cool stuff, all kinds of stuff. Shit your body needs. And Serena Williams uses it, Michael Phelps, and SEAL Team 6 members. We're going to get to more of that in a second. So that's it. Now, there's some controversy on the Jimmy Palumbo Show.
Uh-oh.
First of all, I went on the air last week, and I said that the Yankees and Mets stink. And online, I took a beating from Met fans. Oh, okay. And since I opened up my mouth, the New York Metropolitans are 1-5. Okay. And the Yankees are 2-4. So again, when I say someone stinks, NFL stinks list, you got to just peel that onion, because it's not always inaccurate here from the Omni. And the Mets stink. The Yankees are awful. I tell you, Yankees. Whew. Yesterday's game.
While I was texting you, that was like a gut punch game to me.
Yeah,
where I'm like, you know what, dude? I literally it was one of those like throw your hands in the air moments. I was like, you know what, the fucking hell with these guys. Like,
no, it's bad. And it's bad in a weird way. I think the trades they made, those pitchers are going to be fine.
They put one. They sent one to Scranton already today.
But
Bird is gone.
I still think
he was there for 3 seconds.
Well, so 2 out of 3 guys will be all right. But Devin Williams, you can't throw. You know what I can't stand relief pitchers, and this is because I'm spoiled by Lyle, Gossage, Mariano Rivera. Like my whole life, we've had 3 Hall of Fame pitchers. You can't get a batter out in the 9th inning on a changeup because they're looking to get blown away by your fastball. Then you throw something slower, and a 136 guy hit a home run.
Jock Peterson,
which is horrible.
I believe he's 12 or 11 for 69 going into that at bat. Like, I mean, the dude couldn't hit. He couldn't hit it out of the ballpark if he hit it twice, as my dad would say. Like,
I'm done with him.
And it was a missile too.
And everybody's real excited about Aaron Judge coming back, and maybe I am
He's
a little bit.
He's going to play DH. Who cares?
And then, however, who is the DH currently on the Yankees? The only guy hitting on the New York Yankees is Giancarlo Stanton. I don't know how the Yankees are going to do this. You cannot take out your second best hitter. And
they won't. Tell his ass to play right field and shut the hell up.
He already said, I'll play wherever you want. And you know what? Based on the Yankees defense, he can't be any worse than anyone.
Cannot be any worse.
Can't be any worse. He plays short.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Stanton base hit. Oh, it gets through. Stanton, a little trouble going to his left here, Jay.
And going to his right. And going back. And going forward, actually.
But if it's hit right to him, Stanton turns 2 with ease. Yeah, so Stanton's got, so he won't play tonight. He's also going to be a pinch hitter, which he's screwed. You got
I just think it's, and one of my best friends is diehard Yankee fan, and he said, I'm riding down, I'm going down with the ship. And I said, well, the ship is sunk. And I was I would hate to listen. I know it's August and you have at least 2 months of competitive baseball to play, but you can't look at this team as constructed right now and say like, oh yeah, deep playoff run coming up. Like, you just can't do it. Last year, you might have been able to see it down the line, but when you're down to Max Fried and sometimes Rodon and sometimes this other guy, there's so many inconsistencies with the Yankees that it's just like they're a 500 ball club and they might miss the playoffs.
Yeah, you take away the last 2.5 months, they're not a good team. And even I think if you don't really even follow baseball, like if you're sitting with your wife on a couch or something like that, and she doesn't really follow baseball, if she watched the game with you, you'd be like, she'll be like, oh, they stink. Like,
They're not a fundamentally good baseball team.
They're not fun to watch either.
Did you see Chisholm get doubled up the other day?
Oh my God, it was the worst. That was the worst play I've ever. First of all, a pop up to the center. Where are you going?
Yeah, where exactly do you think?
And then the guy. I would love to know if the shortstop saw him dancing.
Well, ready for this? I saw the replay, and the second baseman was the one who made the catch.
Right.
If you're looking at my eyes and you're watching this program, like the ball was up, he goes like this, and then he goes like this real quick, and then he looks up again, and you could tell like he knew he was doing his little dance and shit, and he's like, yeah, fucking, you're done, buddy.
And by the way, what a great! Did you see the transition from catch to throw?
Yeah,
that ball was on the way into. Listen, I think the Yankees have to fire their base coaches anyway. Anyway, the Yankees.
It starts at the top, and listen, I don't know what Boone has on this front office. I don't know if there's like nudes of the fucking Steinbrenners or some shit, but like he's got to go. Like there's no.
I'm convinced. I mean, you think like Cashman was on Epstein Island? It has to be something
right, like something so catastrophic that it's like, okay, what is the real holdup on holding this guy around? I don't get it.
I think the whole thing's got to change after this year, unless they do something. If they make the playoffs and make a run, but
no way.
And as far as the Mets, the 2 guys I still think are getting away with murder. I don't care what anybody says. Are Soto and Lindor, because Soto's making $121 million this year.
And guess what?
And he's batting .250, and Lindor's batting .253.
15 years.
Well, then he's going to make $46 million a year.
Well, whatever the case may be, he's got a lot of money coming to him. And look, Soto's a very, very, very good baseball player. He's just not adjusting so well right now.
It's just the whole thing stinks. I feel bad for Met fans. The Mets stink too.
I feel bad for everybody who just had that notepad just fly into their face, by the way.
Yes.
Anyway.
I didn't do that smooth, did I?
No, you did not.
Let's do a replay in slow motion.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. There we go.
I feel sorry for the Met fans.
Cut his fat ass.
Well, I feel I have to tell a story here at Shea from the Omni.
Of a lovely lady.
Who was dreaming of
That's where we're at now in this podcast, by the way.
We're just doing 70s.
So what do you want to talk about today? I don't know. Let's just show it to
Okay, here's what we're going to talk about. So
what do you got?
I booked a commercial for DraftKings, a major league on-camera commercial with Neil Patrick Harris On Monday, I went to the fitting. They put me in this mechanic outfit. The producers were there. They were like, "Oh my God, Jimmy, you were so good at the audition. I'm really making me feel like, I was, Giancarlo Stanton, blah, blah, blah." And then I go to the set. I find out my call time is only 1 p.m., which is really nice. No waking up early and Shay. And the location was only 20 minutes from my house at the Ice Vault in downtown Wayne, New Jersey. I'm like, I bring my daughter there all the time. I go down there. It's a huge where they have like 3 ice rinks where the high school teams that have hockey teams playing. They have those skate arounds and at night during the winter, blah, blah, blah. Big indoor facility. Stroll right in. When I got there, my call time, they were eating lunch. I had a nice filet. I was like, this is, I got a no-hitter going in the 8th. I am rolling along 71 pitches. I get in the RV. I'm filling out the paperwork. I'm like, this is going to get paid for the fitting. I'm getting paid for the day. I see what the buy is. It's going to start airing September. We're rolling along. I see the other actress, a little nice-looking lady who was sitting next to me. She's going to play the customer. I'm the mechanic, and Neil Patrick Harris gets involved with the spot. I see his huge RV. Everybody's like, yeah, he's in there. I'm like, I'm going to meet this guy. I couldn't wait to tell him because the first celebrity I met when I got to L.A. was Neil Patrick Harris, with me and Artie Lang shooting pool at the Hollywood Athletic Club right on Sunset there in downtown Hollywood. I was going to bust his shot. He was just a kid in 1995. He was like 12, whatever the fuck he was. And no, he was Doogie. He was Doogie. He really was. That's what he's known. It was like Doogie had just gone off the air. So I was all excited. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden we see lightning, right? And all of a sudden the girl had a speaker on her shoulder, which you can hear the production crew telling everybody this, that, the other thing. And we hear they're going to shut, because of the lightning and all the big generators, they're going to shut down production for 20 minutes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. I didn't care. It was like 2:30 in the afternoon. I have nowhere to go. I'm getting paid. This is awesome. These are actor good days, man. You work out. I'm in the league. And again, when Jimmy Palumbo plays, I am Giancarlo. I slap base hits all over the place. And then I don't play for 6 months.
Doesn't run shit out, but
right, it doesn't matter because all of a sudden, about 20 minutes later, I hear over the thing. I'm in the room, in the RV thing. Hey, we're gonna wrap production. Please, everyone, drive home safely. Now I'm like, there was 4 commercials being shot, 2 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday. They were shooting the 3rd one. Probably got real close to wrapping it. Right. I look at the other actress and I go, uh-oh. Like they're wrapping production. That's never happened to me ever. She's like, she goes to the lady. She says, hey, is this going to be rescheduled? And the look on the lady's face was like, yeah, well, not, but it's really a lawyer insurance thing now. Right. So next year I'm taking off my mechanic outfit and I go, what do you think? She goes, next thing you know, it's like, I see crew guys scrambling. Because they get to go home for the day, get home early. They don't care. Meanwhile, I'm losing. It's be like a $35,000 uppercut. Game over. And next thing you know, as I'm getting undressed, my phone goes off. Boop, alert, state of emergency, take clearing. Don't do this, don't do that. The corporate complex cars are pulling out because I guess everybody has to get out of it. And I'm like, the fuck is going on? Next thing you know, I'm on my way home. And the spot is like, as of right now, anyway, sorry about that. The spot is canceled. It's canceled. It's like not going to be redone. So there I am at the 1 yard line. Okay. Ernest Biner. That's the name of the spot from now on. I had it, and it's huge because I needed to qualify for my health benefits. I mean, there's thousands of dollars at stake here. Yeah, and, I drive home, and of course, I was like miserable. So I said, well, I'm going to drive right to Houlihan's, which is a horrific bar right off Route 17. And I sat there at 3:00 in the afternoon with a tree olive martini and one of those pretzels that hangs on that rack with the mustard underneath. I completely ripped that thing apart. And I just sat there like I was in stunned disbelief. I was like, oh my God, like I had this game won. This was in hand. Gone. one of the top 5 worst showbiz days, besides when my comedy show Live on Tape got they decided not to going to air it on NBC. That was a bad day. And when I got cut from the X show on FX with Mark DiCarlo, those were the 3 days where, like, on my monument, if I ever get a monument, it'll say also had devastating days. So the whole thing is gone.
Is it like confirmed?
It's not confirmed. It's not confirmed, but I emailed the lady the next day who I was in contact with, and she just said it won't be anytime soon. It's a lawyer insurance company. I guess every time you do a production, there's a bond. And if something goes wrong, the bond, depending on how many days, especially older actors, sometimes an older actor, if he's got a big part, they have to pay for their own insurance if nothing goes wrong. What if the lead dies in the middle of the shoot? It's a bust.
Good point. So
anyway, I got beat by an act of God here from the Omni. God decided, I'm going to bust Jimmy Palumbo's balls. I think the reason why he did do this is because I led the team in my batting average this year, coming in at 697. I had the most hits, the highest batting average. You know what? I was all over it because I was like, but we had our playoff game. We won last Monday, which you guys knew about. And then Tuesday night, I get up in the first inning, second and third, down 1-0, a base hit to center, 2-run score. Like, fans with the upper deck were like, that's our guy. But of course, in the third inning, first and second, 2 out, chopper to Jimmy Palumbo at second. And it hit off my glove, my knee, my face, my chest. The ball hit. It was, and then I scrambled to grab the ball instead of eating it. I try to fire at second to get the guy last second. That ball's still going somewhere into the woods. I threw it all over the place. Ended up being a 4-run error because the guy who hit it. Technically not a 4-run error, but in my mind, brutal error, which put a damper on the end of the season. But the team that beat us lost today.
But from everything that I've read on the magazines in the fantasy draft next year, it looks like Jimmy Palumbo might have at least got his stock up a little bit.
I think I should go no later than the 6th round. First year it was 9th round. Second year, 10th
all right, let's over under this. I think in realistic, if they just go based off your stats from last year and guys knowing who you are, right? I would say your stock rises. You were a 10th round pick this year. I say it's 5th round or bust next year.
I'm gonna be. I know what? Now I'm playing for the same guy 2 years in a row. I think someone may snatch me a little early.
That's what I'm saying. If this guy thinks he can sit on it and be like, well, we got him in the 10th last year, somebody's going to run to the podium.
And of course, I'll bat 145 and be a complete bust. I'll be like Soto. But it was. But I got to give a shout out to Nick, Kyle, Brett, Barry, Whitey, and AJ. Some of the guys and the other guys. I'm forgetting their names right now. It was a fun year. Yesterday they had the games got rained out last week a little bit, and I stopped by they have it's a great league. Like in this parking lot at the end of the game, everyone just brings their chairs out and we circle around like a campfire, and all the 4 teams that play that day just all hang out and drink, hang out, have beers, and so they had like a pizza party. I was a little late to the dance. I got there after the game, and I sat there and busted everybody's balls. There might be a fall league. That's rumor. Fall league. You know what? At my age, I'm not sold on the fall league. It's football time. Starts getting a little chilly, but I thought maybe, chopper. In other news, by the way, there was an earthquake about 6 miles from me at noon.
I made a great joke because News 12 to put that out. Like, one of those like magnitude 3.0s with the caption, "Did you feel it?" Right? And I was just like, no. In fact, that was not an earthquake. It was just your prototypical wrestling fan leaving MetLife Stadium, and they all left at the same time, and the place just fucking shook.
We are going to get. We're going to get to. I want to hear all about this wrestling thing in a moment. Great. I heard it was great. And of course, I definitely want to hear about that. But it's true. So we had an earthquake. I was actually going to the bathroom at the time.
Nobody felt it. I don't even know.
It's a 3.0. I mean, come on. It's like nobody.
Yeah, give me something good. If you're gonna, hey, God, no, you actually don't do that.
No. Listen, what happened to me last week? I don't need no more.
We already got Jimmy lost like 30 grand. We can't afford an earthquake at this point.
After last week, the act of God, I'm actually building an ark right now in my living room in case the water comes up to my 3rd floor condo here, Jay. Absolute Eyewear. If you can't see shit, call Absolute Eyewear. 42. Look at Dave with the jug. I know people.
It's the middle of a spot, man. Just do your fucking read. Jesus
that's
Christ.
Like a regular bottle. That's the most unmet. Okay. There you go. Dave Sturchio. I'm teaching you how to drink. I'm
saying hydrated, folks.
I can't wait for Miles to be old enough to I can bust your balls.
Oh, did he learn a new trick? He hey, mommy. Hey, daddy. What's this?
Oh, no way. A middle finger here in chat.
I'm like, oh. But I can't help but laugh, because he's just a funny little shit. And I'm like, dude. I was like, no, Miles, that's not good, man. Like, we can't do that, okay? But now he's doing it. I think he knows.
You didn't tell him to do this?
To wind it up, right? No, I think he knows it's bad. My wife was putting him to bed the other day, and he just wasn't listening. He was just being a pain in the ass. And right before bed, he goes, hey, mommy. Bang.
No way. Oh, my God.
Shit. I was like, man, what do I do at this point? See, old school. Like, my dad would have broke my finger off my fucking hand. Can't do that now.
Can't do that now. Oh, you got to... Yeah, because you'll get the phone call from school. That's
right. Yeah, Miles just seems to tell everybody to fuck off all the time. I don't understand.
He's just gonna happen.
You know what's funny? I don't do that. Like, I don't give anybody the finger. So where he got that is another mystery.
Teacher says that your wife before is gonna look at you immediately.
100%.
So yeah, I remember a few. Natalie had a few moments like that. But of course,
I didn't teach him that. Like, I know I didn't, because I don't flip anybody off. Like, I verbally say
he doesn't hear you on the phone walking around the house.
But that's fine. No, that's fine. Like, hearing is one thing. I'm not throwing the middle finger.
I think the middle finger is the one they do in like the playground that comes up early. I don't remember. Because I don't. You know what? I get funny. I have potty mouth. We all know that.
Yeah, of course.
The scores, but I don't give. I never give the finger.
Look at some of the scores.
But you don't. I don't really do ever. I don't give the finger.
I don't give the finger.
I curse. I give people
times
shit.
Where like, wife's walking up the stairs after giving me the riot act, and I'm just like, but nobody else is around. No, it's just me.
I think I've given the middle finger to someone like
so weird.
Times, but I don't do it. I mean, I will. Yeah. I will verbally in my head. But anyway,
I'll do like. Oh, gots, but that's not real. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I'm not a finger giver.
The finger here. That's the name of this show. Absolute Eyewear, 42 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey. Craig and Janine. They own the prescriptions. Get anything you want. Eyewear, glasses, safety glasses. Charles Oakley practices layups there. It's a great thing for the kids.
Back to school specials coming up.
Specials going on. And also, Janine, if you're listening, which I know you are, probably a couple of days from now, I need new glass. I got
again. You just got those freaking.
No, here's what happened. They've been unbelievably generous to me. I got glasses all over the place, but then I lost a bunch of them, and I thought they were gone. But then I find them, and they're like.
Oh, you were getting so
old. But then the prescription is like delayed because it's the original one. My eyes have gotten worse. I have glasses. I'm like, I need to go down there with all the glasses and say,
my uncle, God rest his soul. Like, he always wore glasses, had glasses around his neck, had glasses hanging off his neck. Like, and they're all 3 different pairs for 3 different things.
You know what though? Let me tell you something. Do you wear reading glasses yet?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I wear glasses for the TV.
Okay, I'm telling you, it happens. You're inside the 5, first down, everything's fine, and next thing you know, it's 3rd down and 45. You're on the other. It's not. It happened. They say it doesn't
like happen. They're going the wrong way.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was like, hey, and then I realized I'm moving the paper out, moving things around. Papers are going. You try to make it. You use your arms to focus.
Well, Brett Ernst does a fantastic joke where he's like, about getting older, and he reads like, let me get your number. And he
hold the phone up. And how about you?
The phone out. He goes, you know what? You put it in.
Yeah. How about when when I hold my phone up to someone else, they go, dude, what's with that font? It's like one letter.
No, it was, dude, I'm pull back the curtain. You were on the phone with me and you're like, it's weird. I can't see certain thing. It's cut off here. And I said, well, what's your font size? And you had it dragged to the highest font you could possibly see. And it's like, well, that's why everything looks hard, because everything's zoomed in. You can't see shit.
Listen, if I go to a restaurant, like a decent restaurant without my glasses, the menu comes and it's in script. I don't know if I'm ordering veal, chicken, pasta. I can't see anything. Oh my God. But go to Absolute Eyewear for all your glasses needs. Also, in other news regarding that, Craig and Johnny will be there. Corona Construction Softball, which was from 1967 to 2019, is having a reunion at Boynton Field, August 21st at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. We're getting the Corona. There was 3 teams, including my dad's team. There's one guy left from my dad's team that we know of. He's like 82 years old. He's still alive in Colonia. Mr. Leshak, John Leshak. He's going to come by. My brother's team are all 65 and over. We're going to mix and match, and we're all going to Jersey Boys Pizza afterwards. I think we got the back.
What day
room.
Is this?
It's August 20. Oh, you definitely got to come.
You're about to get August 20 what?
21st. It's a Thursday.
Oh, okay. So it's before so we're gonna pack on the size right before we film.
Yes, but you know what? Maybe we'll get some video for social media there. It'd be pretty funny. But Larry Pacifico is gonna be there. I was Corona 3, got a bunch of guys there, so it's gonna be fun. And Johnine and Craig, of course, will be there. And so go to Absolute Eyewear Day here at Shea. Also, in other beer league news, hang on, Nat, come on out. I got my daughter trapped in her room.
Why?
Because she's here at my place.
Okay, so you trap her in a room?
No, well, I think she didn't realize that she didn't have to. I didn't want her to think she has to not come out of the room.
Jesus Christ!
Come here, say hello. Here we go.
Natalie Palumbo.
Joe, get involved.
So
say hi. Say hi to my fine audience.
Hi, fine audience.
Say hi to Miles and
Stella.
They're not here, but yes, hello. I'll make sure they say hello.
That is Natalie Joan heading into her junior year at Ramsey High School.
Jesus.
And of course, she's yelling at me. The callbacks for Beer League are now August 14th. We were casting my son, and we are casting the girl again.
Which one's choose? Or do you know? Oh, it's callback, so it's like a second round of shit.
Second round, yeah. We're really going to go through.
I took the time. You sent me the email. I took the time, and I watched, and I was like,
I'll show you the ones we picked off camera.
Yeah, because I'm curious to know. I'm like, oh, okay, she's good, and then I'm like, she stinks, but she's good looking.
I know you go by that.
we gotta find roles for these girls.
The casting directors, I told them.
Now I feel like Johnny Drama. Can you write me in a love interest?
Yes, Dave Sturchio in the show gets laid every episode.
There we go. Now we're talking.
And his wife calls a quick timeout, never to be seen again. Sturchio. We did get some bad news regarding Beer League, though. Not bad news.
When has there been good news when it comes to Beer League?
Yes.
Christ.
We were real close to Ralph Macchio's daughter. I can say this. I don't know. Okay. We were close to using Ralph Macchio's daughter, which would have been cool. And this really fun part. But him and his entire family are going to be out of the country for like 3 weeks, right? During it. So we can't use her, which is a bummer. But I'm hoping that maybe either Ralph or her will. Ralph, none of them said no. They just said, hey, it's not going to work out right now. But hopefully, if things go our way, we are shooting on August 25th, 26th, and the 27th. 2 of those 3 days we are shooting. It's probably going to mess up our podcast schedule, but hopefully
I'll bring the equipment.
Yeah,
record a podcast on the day of.
Oh, that would be cool if we could. We just may not have the hour to kill to do that, but that would be funny. But we're shooting at like a Knights of Columbus or an Elks Club. So I'll put the word out now. We are shooting. We're asking. I'm going to have the room filled because it's like I'll give you a little bit of the plot. It's my 60th birthday party, Johnny Treno's, and we're just going to load the room up with friends, family, anybody who really wants to come. So I'm going to have
which Elks did you guys settle on?
I'm not sure yet.
Near you or near him?
It's not near me. It's closer to down that way. And the one, Dave, you introduced us to one place that could be the one in the mix. I don't even know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not handling that aspect of the.
Got it.
I'm here to act in it. I wrote some of it, a lot of it, and I'm helping out with the callbacks, and then I got to do my thing. But I will be more actively involved on the set. I don't want to say co-director, but
might as well at this point.
But I have to stay involved. More involved, I should say. But so that would have been fun to have her. But it's all right, Ralph. We still love you. Don't worry. And listen, there's Ralph and Artie they're big beer league fans themselves, and hopefully, things go our way, which they have to go our way for you and me. We'll go from there. I had a great weekend down in Seagirt, New Jersey. Brought my daughter down. We went there for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. I got to hang out with my grand niece, Emery June, my nephew Eric's kid. She's such a little boop. She's 6 months old now. We had a blast. Natalie had fun playing with her. And it sucks. They live in Texas, so like they leave today. They're on flight now. And we won't be able to, see her. I'm going to see her like every 6 months, which means I'm going to be that shitty uncle at the back of the room. Like, who's that guy? He looks like shit. Yeah, that's my Uncle Jimmy. How you doing, kid? I'm going to be that guy, She'll be, I'll be on Depends by then, by the time the kid is, but it was fun. I'm sure my brother listens to the show, and I played pickleball with him. And once again, I gave him the beating. I think my brother's frustrated that because I look so out of shape on the court, and yet he can't beat me in pickleball. We had some fun. It was nice to play with Eric and Maggie, smacking the ball around, and they had the kid at the court. It was family day here at the pickleball courts in Seagirt, New Jersey. A lot of fun. And that was it for my weekend. But of course, I came home and I realized my carpets look filthy. And Dave, what did I do? I
would have to assume you called Oxy Magic USA.
I did. Do the point.
Oh, sorry.
Here we go. Oxy Magic USA, OXY. Why? Because your carpets are filthy. Call OxyMagicUSA.com. This stuff is great. They come in, they move the furniture. It dries in like 3 hours. I am due for a phone call to my boy over there and say, hey, my carpets are in trouble. We're down by 5. Because I got these light carpets, which I knew was going to be a mistake, but came with the place. So God bless America. So give OxyMagicUSA.com. Couple of things. I finally watched the Osama bin Laden documentary.
Powerful shit.
Man, I had I love a documentary where you kind of know, because it comes on. It was a big news story when they found him and everything. But I didn't realize, I know they were looking for him, but I love when a documentary where no one's dead, like everyone's alive, except for Osama bin Laden, but where like all the CIA people are alive and they're, I guess because they're already like retired or pension, they can't get.
Now they can spill the beans.
Well, they don't spill the beans, but they're just, the one lady was like, because I do remember after a while, people were like, why can't they find this guy,
I mean, it's a needle in a haystack.
Right, but CIA, they know things, right? And they had this girl, one lady was like, you don't understand. I didn't watch my kids grow up. I was working 12 hours a day because I did not realize how many incidents after 9/11 that Osama bin Laden, well, not that thousands got killed, but a train explosion here, a busting there. There was like 5 or 6 incidents worldwide with these cells from bin Laden. Yep. And they said like he kind of franchised himself out. And these CIA people were like, we got to get this guy. And
much like Oxy Magic USA.
I got to give credit to Bush and Obama, the president, because they both were usually, the Republican and Democrat, but back then when politics were normal, Bush was like, we got to get this guy. Like, you're going to be funded. Like, we're getting this guy. And they couldn't get it kind of under his watch. But then same thing, Obama, he was like, no, we're getting this guy. It was a real, I did not realize.
Let me be clear.
Yeah, it was like, and so then all these CIA, and then when they finally realized they had him in this, which looks like a gorgeous shore house in LBI. They had him, except there's no water there. They had him in there, but then they were like, I just would frustrate the hell out of me. Part of me was like, just bomb the whole thing, blow it up. And it turns out, that was the Smith family, not the Bin Laden. What are you gonna do, right? But they had they had like cameras outside. They were like taking video nothing until they realized there was a family on the 3rd floor who never left the apartment, and they were like, it's got to be him. And then they had guys he would go for a walk on the outside. They were showing like his gait and trying to match it. It was crazy shit. And then finally, though, they had to say, we got to attack this thing. And I was blown away by, they knew they were never 100% it was him there, which everybody, even Obama and Panetta and all these guys were like, we don't know, but we're going in. And then that SEAL Team 6 thing. I mean, they had to practice. They rebuilt the guy's house based on photos, but the only thing they didn't know, which would crack me up, I would be in the history of the world, the worst SEAL Team person would be me. I would be like, hey, what do you mean? We got to go inside. We don't know what it's like in there. Like, I would have been, I'm out. And what they did was they built the outside, and the inside, they just moved walls around. Every day they would go in like a puzzle and move a wall in the darkness, and they would send the guys in, and like the wall would be in a different spot from the day before. And that's how and then that one Marine, when he talks, he's like, yeah, I got in, and the one helicopter crashed, but nobody died in that. We went in. I went into this one room. I saw this kid. I knew it was Osama bin Laden's kid. He raised his weapon, shot him dead. I went upstairs. There was another guy in the hallway. He had a gun on him. He lifted at me. I shot him dead. And they did like special effects, like bang. You heard? He goes. Next thing you know, I go blowing through a curtain. I end up in the room, and there's this guy 2 feet from me, and it's Osama bin Laden, because I had seen photos of this guy for 8 years. And he goes, he kind of lifted up his weapon. He goes, and all you hear before he says dead, you just hear, and it goes to black. And then he goes, then we had to get out of there, and then we had to drag the body bag for proof. And I'm like, and then I didn't realize this. I'm so stupid. The 3 helicopters had to get out of there. Crossing Pakistan, who, by the way, Pakistan to me is like the Jets or the Giants. They stink. Like, what you got to get these helicopters out. Why couldn't we just say, hey, by the way, there's 3 helicopters moving 12 feet in the air. They just give us 90 minutes to get to safety. But they were afraid Pakistan could think it's Osama, and all this different stuff. But and they all got home, and then of course they took pictures of bin Laden for proof and everything. But then they buried him at sea, which I you know what, I wouldn't have done that. I hate to say, I would have took his body back to a secure freezer.
Which is why there's plenty of conspiracy theories that it's just not him.
You know what? You could tell with this Marine. I think the Marine. I shot him right in the head, like right there, dead. But I would have left him in some freezer at Costco in Patterson, New Jersey for like 2 years. There it is. Anybody want, bro, bring him out frozen. This guy just killed a bunch of people. And there's so many little side stories about it. Must watch. Every American should watch that. Because
I did catch the Billy Joel documentary, like you asked. Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
If you're a fan of music and a guy who's messed up and brilliant and a drunk.
I just couldn't believe how much like failed stuff he had leading up. You know what I mean? Like all the bands and everything that he was trying to do, and like
all the band
I didn't
outfits.
know any of this stuff. So
I didn't know either. I listen.
The hair and the look, and you're just like, who the fuck is that guy, right? And then he just turns out to be, oh, by the way, one of the greatest of all time. Right. It's just like, it's weird to me how it all transpired.
I learned a lot in that documentary about his lyrical style, how he wrote kind of stories every time, and then he always all his wives had speed. But the only one I think the miracle of Billy Joel is that he kind of fell in love heavy, like love of his life 3 times. His first wife clearly was the manager, and his drinking that's how it always split up. And then then it was Christy Brinkley, and they really she teared up a lot. You could tell that was not just a bullshit romance. But the third one, I think the third one was, you know what? We've been drafting receivers from Rutgers and Purdue.
Well,
I'm going to take a trip down to LSU and see we get.
I was more taken back by the fact that he just marries his boy's fucking wife, or it's like, dude, oh god, ultimate no, like what are you doing?
Yeah,
bro?
He did that too, and yet they're still friends today.
Yeah,
and of course the last one, he's been married for a while now, and he's not young, and they have twins together, and blah blah blah. September 13th, it's really, and she's got. I love about her. she don't care about like the music because
No.
he tried to on their first date. He got behind the piano. She was like, "Oh, that's great. Hey, are we gonna have nachos? What are we gonna eat?" Like totally nice. He's like, "Oh, I like that." But just a fascinating. And the critics busted his balls for some of those albums where they overrated, I think, some of his albums after the first 4 or 5, I think. But some people say they're great, not me. But great documentary. Bin Laden and Billy Joel one you must do. Also, another awful movie, Staten Island Summer. You see this on Netflix? It's a bad movie. I don't know. It came up on my thing. It was kind of like Beer League-esque, but about a swimming club in Staten Island.
No.
Man, did that movie miss for me. Now, more importantly, you were at the event at Giant Stadium. I just watched the video of the chicks pulling hair. How crazy was the in the stands?
It was awesome. I mean, like it's SummerSlam, first time ever they've ever done 2 nights. Usually these pay-per-views are 1 night only, but they started doing WrestleMania 2 nights, and they're like, let's try it for SummerSlam. Let's see if we can get people involved. Jelly Roll had a match. He took a beating, like legitimate beting, and I'm just like, you can't fake the stuff that he put himself
good seats because in a football stadium.
Ready for this? So, my buddy, we were doing a tailgate thing, an event at the American Dream. I had my podcast guys go there, and we were there. We hosted a pre-show, and at the time,
in the parking lot.
No, in the actual the Dream Mall. I mean, the Dream.
American
it's called
Dream
Bar. It's upstairs in the
I know
American
where it is.
Dream,
I've been there.
So we set up shop in there. It's right across the street from the stadium. We do our pre-show there. We have a good time, meeting a lot of fans and stuff. And I didn't have a ticket to the show the day before. And my buddy Tommy, who works with us, told me, he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting in with my buddy Brian Axelrod. He owns a bunch of whiskey brands." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." He's like, "Yeah, he's got a suite for SummerSlam." I'm like, "God damn, man." I was like, "Why don't you try to get me in there?" Right. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll try, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough." And I was like, "Hey, by any chance, which whiskey does he own?" He was like, "Oh, he co-owns LeGrand whiskey." And I was like, "Wait a minute." So I literally DM'd Eric LeGrand and I said, "Hey man,
you playing the card."
I said, "Hey man, I just saw him like 3 months ago. We did a podcast at his coffee shop." And I was like, "Hey man, I was like, this is a small world here, but like your business partner in your whiskey is actually my other coworker's boss, like, because he does a lot of like liquor things and liquor sales." And I was like, "What are the odds that I can like kind of sneak into your suite for SummerSlam?" And he replied, "What's your phone number?" And I was like, maybe he just wants to take this to the text instead of doing DMs. Next thing you know, I gave him my phone number and I get a text, but it's from Ticketmaster. "Here's your suite ticket."
Nice.
And I was like,
getting involved here.
I texted him back. I was like, "Dude, you are out of your mind. Are you kidding? Like, I can just go." He's like, "Yeah, man, let's have some fun." Sure enough, I walked into Suite 55 at Giant Stadium, which, by the way, beautiful suites at Giant Stadium. I have to say that's the only good thing about that place.
I agree.
But yeah, the suites were great. It was far, but like, still in attendance. You get to see it. You get to be in a.
You got the TV
suite,
screens all over.
In a suite, TV screens everywhere. It was fun. Unlimited drinks. I had about 80 of those Surfside drinks or whatever. Right. I was boozing my ass off. The one part at the end of the night, the main event was starting, and Eric was sitting in his chair inside the suite. But it was such a nice night that Eric was like, "I really want to go outside onto the little deck area to watch the main event." I said, "Yeah, man, come on, let's go. I'll make sure you get out there all right." Because it was a little bit of a tough turn. You go through the door and you got to make a quick right turn for him to get on the platform for his chair to be in position. So I'm like, "Yeah, man, let's go. I'll guide you out and make sure you don't," because there's stairs, and God forbid, if he goes down the stairs, it's a gate, like it's a wrap, right? So I'm like, okay.
What? So wait a minute. You were endangering the Rutgers finest.
No. He first of all, he suggested it, right? So I was like, okay. So I had my boy Tommy stand in front of him and me off to the side to make sure that, God forbid, he looks like you can go over. We're like, "Nope, you're not going anywhere." So he's cutting. I said, "All right, you got to cut the wheel, cut the wheel to the right, like hard." And he's doing his thing. And I remember, man, this is some fascinating shit, by the way, because I mean, these chairs are not only just by the hands, but like he's blowing into this thing. He's blowing into it. It's crazy what he can do. And I'm seeing him cut the wheel, right? He's like, "Hey, listen, I don't know if I'm going to make it. It looks like I'm too close to the stairs." I was like, "Why don't you back up a little bit and cut the wheel a little bit, harder?" He's like, yeah, I'll do that. He backs up. He goes, "Stand clear." I said, yeah, I'm clear, bro. You're good. Bro, he ran over my foot with that fucking chair.
That chair's like 700 pounds, right?
Dude, when I was like, he's like, am I clear? I'm like, you're clear, right? And I'm just like, my foot, but what am I gonna do? Am I gonna complain about my foot?
No, I don't think so.
I'm like, yeah, you're clear, man. Cut the wheel, go forward. And then he got in position, and we had a great time. We took a picture together, reacting to the main event. But SummerSlam was awesome. But being with Eric LeGrand and seeing his genuine reaction, he just didn't think it was gonna get like the way it got. It just got so crazy and loud and awesome, fireworks everywhere, and it's just. And that was night one. They did 2 nights, and it was just a fantastic thing. It felt, and Jimmy, maybe you can attest to this because you're old school like myself, but in that main event spot, something happened post main event, meaning like something that was unexpected. Nobody saw it coming. Normally, 9 times out of 10, people have their phones out, right? Phones out I didn't have my phone out. There was a surprise at the end. And Jimmy, I felt like I was thrown back to when I was 12 years old. I screamed as if like it was the coolest, most genuine fan thing to do was like to scream and just go batshit nuts with no phones, no like, you're just losing your mind. And that's the power of wrestling, man. It's
what did they do?
Well, a guy came back after faking an injury for 3 months, and he came back and he like cashed in this opportunity to win the title, and he screwed over the guy who won the title. So it was like like when his music hit, people were like, oh my God. And then the next night, I know this is like Chinese to you, but like the next night, John Cena, John Cena. Yeah. John Cena loses his championship match. He loses the belt to Cody Rhodes, which is Dusty Rhodes' son. He loses that, and he's saying goodbye to the crowd. He's nodding off to the crowd, saying goodbye. Everybody's like, thank you, Cena, doing it like, right? He's about to leave, and my favorite current wrestler's music hits, and he hasn't been around for 2 years, and that's Brock Lesnar, former UFC champion, former WWE champion.
I remember him.
Now, the reason why hasn't been on TV is because he got lumped into the Vince McMahon shit. The Vince McMahon stuff got crazy. There's a current lawsuit out there where Vince was like pawning off women to Brock, saying like, which one do you want? And Brock was like, oh, send me all. But then nothing's confirmed. Nothing's confirmed. So the guy comes back, but I was on my couch for this, and my poor wife sitting next to me. When his music hits, dude, if you've never seen me jump before, it's not a pretty sight. But like I tell you right now, it was the highest I've jumped in a long time, and I was.
And you have no vertical leap.
I have 0 vert, and it was the most genuine happiness that I've ever felt. Like in wrestling, it was great.
As much anybody, there's a lot of guys my age. Well, a lot of people like hate. There's always like a hate wrestling thing.
It's just
since I'm in showbiz, I know it's. Yeah, since I'm in showbiz, when I took my my nephew to what's it called, Slam Fet, the one with the fist coming through. It's a big wrestling event, SmackDown. Mm-hmm. I took him there. I really got to appreciate what a spectacle it is. And if you're 10 or 12 years old, which is when you get hooked, you see all that going on 7 to 12, whatever the hell it is. It's a spectacle. So I know what a big business it is, how crazy it is. So when I just get concerned when some of the people think it's real and not scripted, I got concerned.
Well, there is, what it is though. Like when you go to a Giants,
it's like, listen, when you watch a soap opera, you don't know who's going to get killed. You know what I mean?
Same shit.
And it's not a competitive sport like regular sports, but I saw it,
and it has a different fan base. Meaning, like if you're at a Giants-Eagles game at the old vet. Right. And you say, let's go Giants, chances are you get kicked down the stairs, right? Like, so by an Eagles fan. Right. With wrestling, no matter who you're rooting for, everybody's just fucking happy, right? They're either happy or they're pissed all collectively.
And if you think they don't, as much as there are a lot of fake things and a lot of stunt work, sure. If you think that they don't take an elbow to the chest or the ribs or the side, I saw that your thing, which was not at that level of WWE, but it's really the same thing, guys. Listen, you get hit in the back with a chair. That sucks.
I got hit in the head with a chair. Right. My current business partner, Chris Payne, who runs Fight Factory Wrestling with me, once upon a time convinced me to say, hey, I think the only way this match should end is I should hit you with a chair. And I said, sure, I'll get my hand up. You're supposed to put your hand up to block the chair shot. I didn't get it up fast enough. Right. I got lit up and I started bleeding. I remember I got hit with the chair. I landed. They pinned me 1, 2, 3. And the referee whispered in my ear, we got to get you out of the ring. And I said, "Oh, they're doing the other spot." He goes, "No, you're bleeding everywhere." And I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Okay." And I
probably loved it.
Panicked.
It's funny that would be a great documentary. Take all the wrestlers from the last 30 years that are no longer making money from, and just have them. Like no professional wrestler is healthy.
No. I mean, I have a whole new ACL because of wrestling. Like it was a random move in a practice, and I tore my ACL. It sucked. Took a year off my life.
But it's a fun event for sure, and it was a big event. Of course, this weekend is NFL football starts. I think the Giants are on at 1:00. I think they play the Bills, maybe Buffalo.
That's Thursday night.
Giants play Thursday.
Thursday, I believe. Yeah.
I thought it was Saturday.
And if you're a real diehard football fan like myself, you will be dialed in, locked in to Hard Knocks. It premieres tonight. It is the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if anybody gives a shit about the Bills, but I'm a football savant. I'll be watching that thoroughly. I love that crap.
I enjoy it.
And the Cowboys have themselves a joint practice today with the Los Angeles Rams. So I'll be watching that as well.
Because for some reason, the Cowboys practice in Los Angeles, which in a neighborhood. In a neighborhood, when they show the practice, it's like a shitty condo. 20. You ever notice that?
That's the weird. Like they're worth billions and billions of dollars, but their practice facility in what the hell's the name of the town? Oxnard, California.
Which is not.
It's in front of like an apartment building, and people get like a free show. The grass looks all dead.
Yeah,
it's just like it's a weird dynamic. But they can't do training camp in Dallas. It's 110 degrees every day down there. That's why they have to move.
It would be funny if he always thought it was big to corner the LA market. There's probably some truth to that.
Of course.
But of course, I'm really interested in, of course, the Giants.
That documentary's coming out, by the way. I'm sure you're interested in that.
Which one?
The Jerry Jones. It's called the Gambler and His Cowboys, coming out in about 10 days.
And I think it's going to be, I think the early part of Jerry Jones is going to be very good. If they do their job, the back part of it's going to be interesting.
I'm not sure if it's going to be a fluff piece, but we'll see.
I hope it isn't. Give me a little.
I hope it isn't either. And you know what? And I keep saying this, and I'm dead serious. I'm sorry. Giants Bills Saturday at 1 on NFL Network. You might want to look into that, because I think that's when the NFL Network is playing the game. So look into that. I'm not sure, but I will say, as far as the Cowboys one, I said on Twitter, which is mostly Cowboys followers of mine, I said to myself, I'm like, you better get this Parsons thing done, because nobody's going to want to watch that shit knowing that you're nickel and diming your best player.
Right. I wonder. That. Yeah, the Parsons thing,
looks like a goblin. You're not wrong, dude.
The Parsons thing, they should just that's a bad look. I hate when that happens.
What is this now? The SEC football doc premieres today on Netflix. What is that?
Yeah, I saw that.
I want to watch that.
New doc on the SEC. I wanted to see that too. But the only thing I care about preseason for two things. I want to see this quarterback on the Giants,
Jackson Dart.
I want to see what he looks like. I also want to see. I'm hearing unbelievable things about Abdul Carter with the Giants as well.
If the Giants are smart, they don't play him too much, because he's
got to play a little bit, though.
A little bit, yeah. But I just
and the other guy I want to see. I don't care. This Manung guy, running back from Rutgers on the Bears.
He'll get a lot of burn.
I've seen. If the word on the street is that he's actually doing really well. So I'd be curious about
when
that.
do our Rutgers McScarlet Knights start?
We start on August the 28th
against Ohio. Yeah,
and by the way, Will Pena, Dying Breed Garage. I will be. I try to go to as many Rutgers games as I can, unless I got something with my daughter. So
what's with all the 3:30 starts? I love it. You seen that?
What, the Rutgers game?
The Rutgers Ohio game is 6 p.m., but then the following two games at home against Miami of Ohio and Norfolk State are 3:30 starts.
Which, you know what that means? TV ratings.
Means drinking at 10 o'clock going to be sloshed at the other hour.
All you asshole fucking anti-Rutgers fan, anti-Big Ten fan. Oh, well, Rutgers shouldn't be in the Big Ten. Go say that to the guy who runs Big Ten Network.
I'm also noticing that their first 4 games are home.
Yeah, we play okay. Listen, we play Ohio
Miami of Ohio.
Which is
Norfolk,
only 10 spots ranked worse than us.
Norfolk
then we play
State.
Miami of Ohio. Yeah. They're ranked only 15 spots behind us. Then we play Carteret or Norfolk State, same thing. And then we play Iowa at home on a Friday night.
No, it's a Saturday night, 8 o'clock.
No, it's 6
o'clock. Oh, it's a Friday night.
It's the blackout game.
All right. Well, I need a ticket for that one, man.
Yeah, we'll
treated for my 40th birthday. How about that?
We should have tickets available for that. Hopefully. And
I'll buy my own.
But I don't know. I don't know how Rutgers is going to do. I really don't. They're going to be better, But we play Oregon, Ohio State, and Penn State. To me, it's a 10-game season because we close with Ohio State and Penn State. And the only way that's fun at the end of the season is if somehow Penn State or Ohio State, depending on how you slice it, has one loss heading into the Rutgers game. Because if they do, and you lose to Rutgers, you should not make the playoff. No way. 2 losses with a
you
late
gotta
one
also
to
hope
Rutgers.
that you gotta also hope that the Rutgers Scarlet Knights are 6-4 going into or going into that game, because if they're not, they're not making a bowl either.
And the other thing
or
is,
if they do, it's going to be one of the shitty
I
bowls
actually
again.
think I think Penn State's going to be 11-0 when we play them. I do. I think they're going to beat Ohio State this year. You imagine an 11-0.
Is any of those games home?
The Penn State game is.
So Penn State could
Saturday
come
of
in
Thanksgiving. That Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend.
They can come in at 11-0.
Here's my prediction.
Oh, what a fucking!
They're going to come in at 11-0. It'll be 41 degrees with a slight drizzle starting from the night before all the way through, and Rutgers is either going to be like trying to get a bowl bid, get that 6th win, so a little love there, and Penn State's going to be coming in trying to be the 1 seed. And
Will Pena's daughter's the twirler. All right.
Oh well, we always watch the shows and all that.
Hell yeah.
But Rutgers is going to be. I think all the magazines have us not doing that great, but I think their quarterback's better than people think, and or maybe
and year 2 into a system, they might
second time with the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I think you know what it is. We didn't play Penn State, Ohio State, or Oregon last year. We should have been Indiana.
What was their record last year? 6-6?
No, we were 7-5.
Okay.
And we played well in the middle there. We blew a couple of games. The record could have been better. Everybody thinks it's the most talented team we've had in a very long time. But like I said, Iowa at home. Iowa's always a pain in the ass. And then we got, you know what? Rutgers has disappointed me so many times. But I think they're going to go. I'm going to go with 6-6. I do.
Yeah, I mean that would get them bowl eligible.
But you know what? We could be 5-7 and better than last year.
That's a possibility.
We could be 5-7. You'll hear coaches saying, "I want nothing to do with playing Rutgers." If we get blown out again, like we did against some of these schools, USC, and I'll be pissed. But anyway, also if you're feeling like shit, call Lisa Ruane.
You're a Rutgers fan, yeah.
201. All Rutgers fans, call Lisa Ruane at 201-725-1251. For therapy needs. And also, listen, these dumb Rutgers fans, everybody's talking about the Iowa game, and all I type in on the blogs is Ohio opening day. That game is so easily.
You don't want to look past anybody. You gotta be 3-0 going against the Iowa game.
How excited! I think every team is thrilled to play us. Like, oh, we got Rutgers, that we should win that one. But anyway, should be fun. Love college football. I do think Penn State is going to go undefeated. I do. I think they're good. They got that quarterback back. The 2 running backs came back. Not going to the NFL. Probably a stupid move on their part. They got NIL money probably. And that's it. That's all I got. Show number 228 in the bag. That's it. That's all we got here at Shay from the Omni. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you listening. Joe Cinecor with a base hit to center. That's my boy. St. Paul's guy. I love you. All right. That's it.
Take care, everybody.
Take care, everybody. I love you here.